You're a random guy from the internet that lives in another country.
But she sent me a 60-second voice memo.
She is never gonna realistically think this random guy from Instagram is really gonna be my husband because we have different time zones. You live in a different country.
That's why I sent her fake flowers from Amazon.
That's insanity. That doesn't make sense.
Now this one is hilarious, but the sad reality of long distance relationships is that they always end badly and very ugly. Because a relationship always requires you to be physically present. Because without physically being near each other, you have nothing basically. And most long distance relationships, they end up with the girl sleeping with other guys, or where the guy finds out, oh, she had a boyfriend all of this time. And that's why entertaining a long distance relationship or even a dating situation is always pointless. And follow for more dating tips. Women do not care how attractive that you think that you are. And this comment is an example because this gentleman says, I used to get dates 10 years ago. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm a multi-millionaire. He basically says women should want me because I tick all of these boxes. But the reality is that women do not care about your self-assessment or how attractive that you think that you are. Because attraction is never based on what you think that you deserve. It's based on how you make women feel and how women respond to you because of that. And if you're getting rejected consistently, then that should be feedback for you and that should be reason for you to work on yourself and to improve. It should tell you, well, maybe I should do something different. Because arguing with reality isn't going to change anything. The reality of modern dating is not that women have too high standards. Men do not know how to compete in the modern day dating marketplace. Focus on improving your skills in dating and start doing what works. And if you want to learn how to do that, then follow this page. This is how men guarantee that they will keep getting disappointed in modern dating. Because he became upset that the girl that he was talking to kissed another guy. And then he says, well, I talk with one woman at a time. That's how I do things. And that is not noble when you do that as a guy. That is just dogmatic. And he makes a mistake that many men make nowadays. Because he expects women to give up hundreds of options before she even knows him. She doesn't know you yet, so how can she decide to be exclusive with you? Women always choose the best option after talking with many guys. And if you as a man are going to put all of your eggs in one basket, then you will become needy and you will get disappointed time after time again. Men that understand the rules of the modern day dating marketplace understand that you need to talk to many women at all times. You always want to weigh out your options. And that's why you want to stop clinging on to what you believe should be in modern dating. Start accepting the reality and start playing modern dating to win. Follow for proper dating tips. Men love to believe that modern dating is ruined by hookup culture. And I'm going to tell you the truth about hookup culture, which is that it doesn't exist. Hookup culture is a myth. Because what people really mean when they say hookup culture is modern dating is competitive. Women have many options and they can choose freely. And because women have many options, you need to be that guy that is competitive in the marketplace. There are guys that win the competition and a lot of guys that lose. But if we call dating competitive, then men have to start taking responsibility. But if we call it hookup culture, then men can play the victim. They can say modern society is ruined and I don't have to become better. And that narrative is very comfortable, but it's totally useless for men. Because dating nowadays requires men to level up and to improve their dating skills. And if you're not getting results in your dating life, then don't blame the culture. Improve your dating strategy and improve your behavior. Decide to become that guy that is competitive in the dating marketplace. Because that's the only way that you're going to win as a guy. Follow for more dating tips. 99.99% of people are not going to be compatible with you in dating. And many men love to believe this as a way to sound wise, but in reality this is very juvenile. Because what this really means when men say this is, it's never my fault that it doesn't work out with women. It's never my behavior that turns women off. Because if it's all compatibility, then you never have to look at your actions and decide to change. And notice how he describes when you have broad appeal, which is just ridiculous because the only kind of men that have broad appeal are men that are going on many dates. If you're not going on many dates per week, then it's clear that you do not have broad appeal to women. And if you're getting 0 results, then that is not compatibility. It's clear that it's your behavior that turns women off. And that is not a way for me to be mean to you. It's just acknowledging reality because then you can start doing better. So never hide behind compatibility because it's outsourcing responsibility. Look at what you can improve as a guy and decide to become better. Follow for more dating tips. So this is how you set the standards with women as an alpha male. So he describes that once he sleeps with a woman, he will take her phone and delete every single dude that is in there. And this has nothing to do with setting the standard. This is just obviously so insecure. secure. Because if you truly felt like the prize, then there's no need for you to control her options. And there's also no need for you to force anything with a woman. You would make all of her options totally irrelevant because you show up as the most attractive guy that she's going out with. And you let her choose freely because attraction always needs to be voluntary. Attraction will always die when you put pressure on it. And when you try to control her like this, you basically tell her that she is the prize. And that's why I always tell guys that you should learn how to outclass your competition in dating. Because by trying to use force like this, you will just get women to run from you, and that's it. Become the best dating option that she has and stop trying to posture like this because it will always backfire on you. Follow for more dating tips. I did everything wrong in dating, but I still got laid. They basically say, well, I can go on dinner dates and pick women up and do all of these needy behaviors and still get laid because it worked for me in the past. And that's where a lot of guys, they fool themselves. Because that you get lucky once doesn't mean that your process is actually working. Because a broken clock is also right twice per day. Because most men will get lucky once every few years with a woman that is really into them. And because she is so into him, she will overlook all of these mistakes and still go with him. And often in these situations, the woman basically does most of the work for him. And that is not skill, that is just getting lucky. Because anecdotal evidence does not build dating success. Patterns across many dates do. So don't listen to guys that will say, well, it worked for me once and I have a girlfriend. Listen to guys that say, well, I went on 50 dates, I tried this, and because of this experiment, I figured out that this is actually the best way to go about your date. Don't rely on luck in dating and focus on building a solid skill set that gets results consistently. And follow for more dating tips. Women used to listen to men in the past, but they don't do that anymore because modern women have changed. The idea is basically women should follow you just because you are a man. And that doesn't make any sense because no one owes you compliance and no woman should follow you just because you are a guy. Leadership and compliance is always something that you elicit as a man. It's not something that you will force or something that you get by lecturing her or getting angry when she doesn't follow your lead. You elicit her following you because of your behavior. You lead with direction and with clarity. You make her feel comfortable and you make her want to follow your lead. Women didn't suddenly change in the last few years. If she resists your leadership, then it has nothing to do with the date on the calendar or that today we have social media. It's just that you didn't elicit the influence and that leadership over her. So don't blame women for not following you. Become that man that women naturally want to follow. And if you want to become that guy, then follow this page. Being 6 foot tall and making 6 figures is not enough for women in dating. And this surprises a lot of men because they have been taught to believe that success will automatically lead to women in their lives. So these men, they work for years on themselves, work on their career, on their health, on their physique, only to figure out that attraction does not work that way. Because women experience attraction purely through emotion. And all of these success metrics, they are great, but only after she finds you already attractive. And that's why this gentleman, for example, he will list off the things that he has achieved without mentioning how women actually feel around him. Because if you want a connection with a woman, then you need to build it emotionally. Your bank account or your career or your height or your chiseled jawline is not going to do that for you. You need to be confident, playful, know how to tease, and have really good leadership skills as well. If the emotional experience isn't there for her, then she's not going to stay. And if you want to learn how to do that, then follow this page. Getting a date at any cost is not a win for you. So in this video that this gentleman responded to, I gave an example of a model-looking woman that told me, well, come pick me up for the first date. And I told her no. And it's not because she wasn't attractive, it was because she gave me a compliance hoop to jump through. And when you jump through these compliance hoops, you basically tell her, you are the prize, and I will just do anything to please you. But when you refuse, either two things are going to happen. She becomes more attracted to you and she falls in your frame. Or she filters herself out and you save yourself time. And both outcomes are good for you. Because if a woman is looking for princess treatment before she knows you or before she has met with you, then she is not coming for you, she is coming for a guy that is going to validate her. And these women that will give you those compliance hoops, they are always a hell to date. They are extremely demanding and they will emasculate you. So stop believing that you need to just do anything to get a date, because you shouldn't. Follow for more dating tips. Sleeping with women is easy. Getting dates and matches, that's the hard part. And I hear this quite often, but the only reason that men say this is because they are only dating women that are already sold on them prior to the date. They're basically only dating women that are investing in them, they're chasing them, and they're putting in a lot of effort for them. You basically get lucky because the woman has a thing for you and she puts in most of the work. But because of those kind of easy lay situations, men get the illusion of competence. And that's why they think that sleeping with women is easy, but getting dates is hard, because they are just looking at the data in the wrong way. Because once you improve your skills in dating, you can also date women and sleep with them that might not even have had a lot of interest in you in the beginning. And you need those skills because otherwise you're going to have dry spells and you're never going to build up rosters or have a lot of options in dating. Going on few dates but sleeping with most of these women is a clear indicator that you are still at beginner level. Because once you start to date women that are not super sold on you, then you need to have good leadership skills, you need to know how to flirt, you need to manage logistics, you need to know how to warm her up to the idea of sleeping with you. And then sleeping with women is not going to be super easy for you anymore. You're going to have more options and sleep with more women, but your success rate will go down because you are taking from a larger sample size. So don't confuse her doing all of the work for competence in dating. Follow for proper dating tips.